Welcome to the top of the morning show. It's your girl TT from the D. Happy Tuesday, everybody, wherever you are in the world. I wish you a beautiful day ahead of you. I hope that the sun comes out. I know yesterday we had snore flurries here in the D, and I was like, what in a lifetime special? I'm hoping that the sun will burst through the sky today and play peekaboo just a little bit. Not looking forward to any rain or anything like that, but I'm just hoping that we will actually be able to get down to it. Now, today's hot topic is going to be quite interesting. Quite interesting. And I'm like, it's going to be accepted by some, rejected by others. Okay? You know, we're not going to always touch and agree, but I think that we'll find an even balance here. I was listening to this podcast with this gentleman earlier, and I thought to myself, that's good stuff. That's a good subject. And I said, I'm going to bring that to the top of the morning show. And I want to see what people think, right? What's your thoughts? And this is the topic. Do we respect one another's roles? I'm a woman. You could be a man. I respect a man as a man. And I would think that men will respect a woman as a woman. But this gentleman, this king, he said to our ladies, and hey, don't be offended because he had a lot to say, yet it's an understanding place that you need to stand on the pedestal of understanding because he had truth in this. He said that no matter how hard a man... No, I'm sorry, let me phrase it. How hard a woman tries, she will never be a man. This is true. This is true. And I got to add on there from a woman's perspective, for men, no matter how hard you try to be a woman, you'll never be a woman. I would love to actually have this gentleman on my show in the future because it was really, really good. However, it's a conversation that is interesting, right? I know some men who identify as women, and I know some women who identify as men. I also know some studs and whatever other labels people like to put out there, but I know what that's like, right? And I'll get back. There's a funny thing that I heard when I was like in my early 20s, and I was like, what? But let's get to what he has to say.
Women act like whores instead of goddesses. I'm tired of black men acting like niggas instead of gods. I'm tired of our men like Beta trying to debate with the woman. It's my show. It's not happy wife, happy life. Happy man is God's plan. You the head. You the head. You the head. I'm the head. Masculinity is not advocation, it's application. I'm applying who I am to my life, and whoever is attracted to that is who I choose for a partner. I'm not here trying to convince you of who I am. I'm not going to argue. I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to, you got to listen to me, and I'm going to let you just yours that way. Fuck out of here. Bye. Ain't no U-turns neither. You don't ask a woman to be submissive. You just vibrate in a way that's going to attract the submission. And for the sisters out there who don't understand the power and femininity, cool, good luck on trying to be a nigga. Because you'll never have a dick no matter how much you try. Black women, you cannot be a man. You're not a man. You want to hide something from a black woman? Give her $1. You want to hide something from a black woman? Give her a job. Give her a job. When you listen to these black women, what's the first thing they say? I don't need you. Or break down lack of needing me. Women lead with emotion. We move off based upon what we know as men. This is why women can't lead. They move based upon how they feel. We move based upon what we know. That's the difference between the man and the woman. And those emotions are important for her to have. And our detachment for those emotions in order to make a decisive, rational decision is needed for us to have. And together, that is a perfect balance. Tired of...
All right. So that was a lot to unpack, right? There was a lot to unpack. There is one thing in there that he said that I do not agree with. He said that women will never be able to lead. For the woman that has to live in a home on her own, for whatever the reasons are, and raise a child or children, she is the leader of that home. There is no male to be the role model, the father figure, the male voice in the home if that woman, for whatever the reason, is choosing or has been put in a position where she has to lead. She could be a widow. Okay. She has to lead now. It could have been a time when she coexisted with her spouse and now she's a widow. She could have a husband or a boyfriend that got incarcerated. She could have a husband or a boyfriend that is in a rehab center or, all these things, right? Deployed. Your spouse, that woman's husband, boyfriend, could be deployed. He could be in the military. So at that time, that woman has to lead. So I will just park that there and put that there. Now, when we are in a household, do you feel that men should lead and the woman should follow? Do you stand in agreement with men should be the leader of the household? That's something you can really think about. Do you agree with that? Should men lead? Right? That's what the Bible says, right? It's in his word, right? And it's kind of like, you have a lot of different people that say a lot of different things, right? And a lot of times our relationships get hit like a tsunami, right? Because we have a lot of stereotypes of how relationships should be, could be, what's a norm, what's not a norm, okay? And it's like you learn these things as children in most cases. The media tends to show us the worst of relationships, right? If you're looking at love and hip hop, and I'm just using that not to shit on them because I love love and hip hop, but let's just say, or a reality show, Housewives of so and so, right? You don't have husbands of Atlanta, husbands of Detroit. You have housewives of blah blah blah. Why is that? Now that's rhetorical, right? But social media, and I just use that to say social media tends to show us the worst of relationships, right? They don't show us the day-to-day things that we deal with every single day. They show us the biases, right? The traditional power structure, right? The systematic inequalities, the discrimination, right? In the relationship. They show us the personal experiences, yet you have your own experiences, but we can relate to other people's experiences. Because a lot of time we hold and hide our own experiences because we don't want nobody to judge us. We don't want nobody to come for us. Not realizing and respecting that we are human. We are real life people. This is real time. This is real time. This is no lights, camera, action, makeup, hair. No, this is real time. Okay. But it also shows us through the stereotypes, the cultural norms, right? The values, the morals. And it's like this king that just got through, and his piece that he said, a woman will never be a man, no matter how hard you try. So you could be the dominating woman in a relationship if you got a same-sex relationship, right? You could be the dominating woman in that relationship, but that doesn't make you a man. I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of family members that are in same-sex relationships. There's always going to be somebody that takes the lead. For whatever those reasons are. I would literally have to have them or a couple that is unbothered by coming on and talking about it. But there's always going to be somebody that's going to take the lead. Now, we can share responsibilities, but there's always going to be somebody that says, hey, I'm going to step up to the bat and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take control of this because this might be where they're stronger. Right? And I believe that, men, just like women, no matter what you do in a relationship or for yourself, God designed you and gave you the body parts of a woman. You may not self-identify as a woman. You might self-identify as a man or another pronoun, right? Men, same thing for you. I'm very pissed at this guy who clearly looks like a man, who goes around and gets pissed at people. He gets free food or discounts, which he's using people not understanding. That's why I don't care for him. He's using it. If you tell a person how you want to be addressed, then they'll address it. If you leave it up to them to address you the way in which they see you, they're going to address it and identify the way they see it, right? But he goes around and he uses that in a negative way to draw attention to himself, and it's not good. But if you are a man and you identify as a woman, dress like a woman, or you feel like a woman, you will never be a woman. Ladies, if you go around and you identify, you dress like a man, you act like a man, God gave you the body parts that you are a woman, you will never be a man. Women will always be women. Men will always be men. When we get in this season of saying, I'm going to lead. Women lead in relationships that they are strong in. I'm a strong woman. Make no bones about it. But I have a husband who I am grateful that knows how to lead. Before I even got married, I remember before we even got serious in a relationship, we would have all kind of conversations. And that's the beautiful thing about having a friendship in your relationship before you choose to get married, right? So I remember talking about that topic, and I don't even know how we got on it, what brought it up. I'm not sure. But I remember saying, you know what? I'm capable of letting a man lead when he proves that he can lead. If you are weak, if you are just double-minded and just can't make a good decision to save your life, you are not leading me. I'm not following you. I don't care who you are. But if you show that you have those leader qualities, if you show that you are indeed a man that can lead, I'm all for it. Right? Growing up, my mother was in multiple relationships, with my father, with my stepfather, then different boyfriends, couple different boyfriends, okay? In my life, I've only seen my mom in 3 relationships, okay? My father, which my sister Victoria and I share. Then my stepdad at the time, which is my younger sister and brother, their father. Then she had a boyfriend, and then she's married now. So I have another stepfather, and this is her husband. So really 4. And my mother with my father, they never lived in the same house. I didn't realize that till I got a little older. That's a whole nother podcast. But I didn't realize that until I got a little older. But my mother ran our house, and my father ran his house. And so when I would go to my dad's house, it's my dad's way. When I was at my mother's house, it's my mom's way, right? When she was with my then stepdad, they lived together. Even though it was a male in the house, my mom ran the house. She would get out there and cut grass just like he would. She'd get out there, rake, shovel snow, fix on her car. So I didn't have that picture painted like, oh, the man leads. I knew nothing about that. Knew nothing about it. Nothing about it, right? When she got with her boyfriend after my then stepdad, my mother, he had his own apartment. My mother had her own house. Then he moved in. And again, my mother was leading, paying the bills, making sure. Now, he worked and gave her the monies, but she made sure, okay, this is due, grocery shop, cleaning, washing, taking care of, blah, blah, blah. I never saw him cut grass. I never saw that man shovel. I never saw that man rake. I never saw that man do any dishes. I never saw that man cook. My mother led and ran the house. When I got older and I got into my first serious grown relationship, my older son's father, he led. He was a leader. He taught me how to be a leader in the house, right? With my husband now, my only husband, I've only been married once, but with my husband now, he's a leader. He knows how to lead. I know how to lead, but I know my position. I'm submissive where I need to be. I don't got a problem with it. But I get what this young man was saying. Like, when women, and I've heard it, I don't need no man. Yes, you do. We all were born and made to have a helpmate, a partner. A man can't say, I don't need no woman. Yeah, you do. And women, you need a man. To live, to succeed, to be successful, to thrive, no. No, that is not what I'm saying. But you want a mate. It don't have to be just because you might want to have a child or children. You want a partner. God made Adam first. Then he made Eve. Because God said it's not well for a man to dwell alone. So we women were made to be mates to the man. Now, if you are in the same sex marriage or relationship, to each his own. To each his own. But we're talking about what is the norm. What even those that are in same-sex relationships, they've made their choices at some point in their lives, but that's not what society has shown us. It's not the norm. However, it's what society's trying to push as a norm. It's our norm, but it's not in the Bible. It's not in the Quran, right? Now, are we going to pick and choose what we want to live by in the Bible? Yeah, we do that. Yes, we do. We'll quote a scripture real quick, real fast, but be incoherent 5 minutes later or 2 seconds later. But when it comes to should a man lead? Should a woman lead? Can a man be a woman? Can a woman be a man? That's heavy. That's heavy. It's so heavy that I would love to unpack it tonight on my Tap In Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you are open to chime in and share your comments, or you want to say, I want to jump on that platform, let me know. If you're open to the idea, why not? This platform is not about me. It's about us as a people. We know what we want. We know where we want to be. We know where we want to go. Things of that nature. Well, let's get into the business of being about the business. That will make everything much better. I promise you. Well, that's all I got for this Tap In Tuesday. That was a lot. I know you're like, oh, it's kind of heavy. I didn't even have my coffee or mimosa somewhere in the world. I know. But it's the top of the morning show, baby. And today, it's going to be a great day. But again, you can find us here Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. for the top of the morning show. And you can join us live for Tap In Tuesday, where we live stream 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time via StreamYard on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, and my YouTube page, TT from the D Podcast. Don't forget, if you're not following me on YouTube, please follow us on YouTube, like and share. Once you follow, if you could share it on Facebook, tag me. I'm going to enter you into this Mother's Day's drawing. I have a giveaway for Mother's Day, and the way to enter that drawing is just simply liking and following and sharing my YouTube page. It takes 1 second. If that's if you enjoy my show. Now, if you don't like my show, if you don't follow me and you're like, yeah, I'm good on you. Okay, I respect that. But if you be listening and you like what you be hearing, you like my guests, and we have a good time around here on TT from the D Podcast, then please follow us on social media. I'm trying to grow up my YouTube page so I can do some other things on YouTube with my page as far as my podcasting is concerned. So, again, that's TT from the D podcast on YouTube. In order to enter this drawing, I need you to please like, subscribe, and share. And tag me on Facebook, and I will enter you in the drawing. I have a few people that's done that, so yeah. And don't worry, the giveaway is going to be a nice giveaway. No worries. I think that it's right in time for Mother's Day. Okay, that's all I have for you. I'll see you tonight if you're going to tap in for Tap In Tuesday. TT from the D podcast on YouTube. You can check us out over there on Facebook through StreamYard. If you want to make your questions and your comments, log in so I can see you in the building. Until then, I'll see you soon.